this is the Phil Henry Power Gospel. You've tuned into a 5-minute power message here in beautiful Park City, Utah. Look at these mountains, gorgeous. The home of the 2002 Winter Olympics. I'm here on a business trip, have a little time to share a message with you. So I want to talk to you about the evidence for God. All you got to do is look around. I see evidence all around me. But nonetheless, I had a very interesting conversation on an airplane ride yesterday. A young man named Sal. Sal's 25 years old. He was flying in from Iowa, where he goes to architectural school. He's also in the Army Reserves. Really upstanding, fine young man. Enjoyed talking to him. Sal, I hope you're watching this. Very articulate, interesting. He's flying home to Utah to go to his grandmother's funeral. Very sad occasion. He was very close with his grandmother. And he started to tell me about various Mormon traditions. He was raised that way, and what they would do at the funeral, and etc. And I asked him about the temple that was in the city, and he said I could go and see the outside, but I'm not allowed on the inside. So he said, but I'm no longer allowed on the inside. That's what he's talking about. He said, when I was 15, I disavowed my Mormon faith. He said, I put it on the shelf, his term. And he slowly but surely came out, and finally his parents found out, and I said, what'd they do? He said, they loved me. I thought that was terrific. They pray for me. They would like me to come back to the Mormon faith, but nonetheless, they said they love me. I'm their son. So I thought that was a real picture of God, who would love all of his children, even if they strayed. But at any rate, he told me why he was an atheist. He said that he can't find any evidence for the existence of God. He can't test it. He can't measure it. It's not scientific. So he just a very pleasant guy. Gosh, I love talking with him. So he asked me about myself, and I said I'm soon to be a minister, ordained minister, and I have this power gospel. And I said, if you don't mind, I'm going to tell a story about you, because he asked me about my faith. He said he was open to learning. So I said to him, listen, I see evidence for God in 3 ways myself. I said, number one, I see evidence for God in the Bible as a historical document. I mean, they talk about this people group, that people group, this one begat that one, and archaeological finds, this all comes true. They see that all these different eras and signs in the Bible, in terms of historical document, this people group, that was all true. So I say, as a history book, I believe it's true. I said, but I see it as divine revelation as well. Number 2, I see the story of God coming to Abraham and establishing a covenant with the people of Israel, not to exclude other people ultimately, but to include all people. Messiah had to come through some nation. He came through Israel. And so there's this covenant relationship with Israel leading up to, and the predictions of Messiah, who I believe was Jesus Christ. And then after that, that leads me to my 3rd point, is that the whole message of the New Testament is the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And people then say, was that true? They can't really doubt that Jesus existed. That'd be like saying Phil Henry never existed. There's evidence, proof that I exist. Some people wish I didn't, but I'm here. Hey, listen, Jesus was a real person. Now, whether you believe he was the human and divine Son of God, whether you believe he resurrected, you can't deny that he existed. I say he existed in this simple way, and that he resurrected from the dead, because you have, after his burial, you have his apostles, disciples, they're scared. They're running away. They're locking themselves behind doors. They don't know what to do. The women go out to treat the body. 3 days later, the body's gone. Then they see Jesus. They come back and report. The people go flying. Jesus appears to everyone. He doesn't appear to Thomas. He appeared to Thomas later. A week later, he said, hey, Thomas, go ahead and handle my scars, my nail scars. Blessed are those who have not seen and believe. So then Thomas gets on board. Then these guys that were scared like babies, now they're out preaching the gospel, and they're dying for it. No one dies for something they don't believe is true. These people thought it was true. So for me, I see the evidence in the Bible as a historical book. I see it as divine revelation, and I see it as the changed lives from a resurrection standpoint. And then the 4th point is, I see it in my own life. Now, nobody can debate the way I feel. You can debate other points, but I know what God's done in my own life, how he's ministered to me, given me wisdom, direction, helped answer prayers that I've had, and so I see him working in my own life. So listen, this is the power message. And then I'll close with this, because Sal said to me, he said, I told you I'm open to this. You haven't convinced me. I felt like Paul speaking to King Agrippa. He didn't convince him. Agrippa said, almost. Sal said, you didn't convince me, but I'm always open and I'll think about this. But he did say something very important to me in closing. Sal said to me, he said, if I'm right, then I'm going to do my best to enjoy life. And then it's over. It's done. He said, but if you're right, I get to see my grandmother again. Hey, Sal, I think I'm right. And I hope that you find that out now, so you can enjoy life of the coming age now, instead of later when you do see Christ and you kneel before him and swear allegiance and he says, come on, I love you. That's the Phil Henry Power Gospel. Listen, there's a couple ways you can follow us. Phil Henry Power Gospel on Facebook. Like us, you'll get messages that way. Or on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel, Phil Henry Power Gospel. Or on Twitter, you can go to @PhilHenryPG. And hey, until next time, may God bless you and empower you.